What's up guys, I'm Shelby. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm a health and fitness coach, and today I want to talk to you guys about a simple equation to make your grocery trips much more manageable, as well as making your nutrition prep for the week much more manageable. So my goal today is to give you a simple formula that will allow you to go to the store with confidence, create meals for your week and feel good about that, have enough food to get you through the week, and know that you're making and building balanced meals that will, no matter if you're tracking macros or not, leave you knowing that you have done what you needed to do to execute good, solid nutrition, right? So I'm gonna go up a little bit. First things first is that I am not for or against macro tracking or not. I think each has a time and place to do, but at the end of the day, we all wanna have some kind of healthy nutrition plan, and that's going to look different for everybody. So this works either way, if you're tracking macros or not. But this is a simple formula that I think makes life just 10 times easier when it comes to it. It's something that I utilize each week, and it's something that I get my clients to utilize each week. So let's get into it. This is the third time I've recorded this, mostly because life has happened, dogs, husband doing yard work, lots of things being loud and whatnot, and so I'm just trying to get us into this. It's gonna be fine. Okay, let's do it. So first thing I want you guys to think about is how many meals you are actually going to be cooking per week, and or prepping or needing food for. That's gonna revolve around how many times realistically do you go out to eat, how many members of your family are there, and how many servings you're trying to do in terms of how often you want to cook, to decide how much food to get, right? And what I mean by that is we like to cook, but we also don't cook every single night and cook different meals. We normally cook 2 to 3 times a week, and that covers our dinners, because we're okay with leftovers. So that's like partially up to you if you like leftovers or not. Again, family members, are you cooking just for yourself? Are you cooking for you and a partner or spouse or roommate? Are you cooking for a family, right? What does that look like? And then again, how many meals? Are you eating breakfast every day at home, lunch every day at home, or from home, dinner at home? How many meals out do you typically eat per week, so that you're not underbuying or overbuying either way, okay? So I want you to consider those factors before you're going to the grocery store as well. And that's obviously all individualized, but you can still apply what I'm gonna talk about today to all of that. So what does our formula look like for creating a solid meal plan, no matter if you're tracking macros or not? This is it. Are you ready? I know, big time, right? Drum roll. So you're going to create a list of three, technically 4 threes, okay? So the first thing you're gonna get 3 of is 3 different types of protein, okay? You're gonna write down 3 types of protein. So go ahead and do that while we're talking about it. Write down 3 types of protein that you regularly like to eat. Second, you're going to put down 3 different types of carbohydrates, again, that you typically like to eat. When I say carbohydrates, I don't mean your fruits and veggies, we'll get to that. I mean carbohydrate sources. So your potatoes, your rices, your breads, your grains, things that are very concentrated carbohydrates, not necessarily your low calorie carbohydrates, okay? I want you to write 3 of those down, 3 different ones. And then I want you to write down 3 different fruits and 3 different vegetables, okay? Those are separate, 3 fruits, 3 vegetables. Write down ones you like to eat. Do not write down garbage that you do not like. If you don't like Brussels sprouts, don't write them down, okay? 3 and 3, so that's your 4 threes, okay? Now, you might be thinking also, okay, don't I need to do some fats? Yes, protein, carbohydrates, fats, those are your 3 macronutrients. Fats are important to have in your diet. Fats don't make you fat. If you want to eat some fats, your good fats, you know, your avocados, your olive oils, your almonds, things of whatever, you know, you can totally include those. However, typically when we are making foods, we're going to end up including fats. If we're all honest, we cook with olive oils and other types of oils. We use butter, we use sauces. Those things are going to kind of cover your bases a lot of times with fats, as well as depending on the type of foods you choose, right? There's going to be some fat content in them. Ground beef, for example, chicken versus breast versus chicken thighs, right? Depending on the cuts of meat you get, you're going to have some fat in your meats, which is totally fine. But I don't necessarily say pick 3 fats, because we don't necessarily have to. If you would like to include 3 fats as well, you can, like, put down that you need some olive oil if you don't have it already, avocado, and maybe we say some butter because you like to use butter on something, right? Great, or a sauce of choice, okay? But most important really is the 3 proteins, the 3 carbohydrates, 3 fruits, and 3 veggies, okay? Now, the reason that I have people go through that is because what this is going to allow you to do is mix and match those options throughout the week, if you so choose to, because let's say you're not really great at eating the same thing over and over again, which I totally get. But it also allows you to have typically enough food to cover an entire week. And I mean, including weekends as well, right? Because a lot of times, how many, guilty, right? Plan for during the week, and then you get to the weekend and you don't have enough food and you have to go to the grocery store, or you end up eating out because you don't have stuff ready, okay? We wanna include some of those weekend meals as well. So if you pick 3 proteins, 3 carbs, 3 fruits and veggies, you should be able to cover the basics. Once you've written those down, I want you to put together some meals from those. So here's my couple of options, okay? So I'm gonna talk through like an example of what this would look like. 3 proteins, we've got ground beef, chicken breast, and eggs, okay? Those are my 3. This is not amounts, right? This is just 3. Next, we're going on to carbohydrates. We've got rice, potatoes, and Dave's Killer Bread, okay? 3 carbohydrates. And then for fruit, I put down strawberries, bananas, and apples. For vegetables, I put green beans, asparagus, and peppers, okay? So I've got my 4 3s. Again, I'll probably use olive oil, so I wrote that down. I put ranch down as like a side because your girl loves ranch. I will probably use olive oil as a fat for multiple meals. And then ground beef wise, we usually do like 90 or 93, which means there is some fat in it. Great, eggs have some fat. I put down chicken breast. Typically, we're usually more of a chicken thigh kind of family over here, which are a little higher fat. So I know that we're gonna be covered, okay? So from those foods, I'm choosing to create a couple of meals, okay? Keeping it nice and simple. First one's a taco bowl, ground beef, rice, and then including some peppers. Great, so there's my basis for my meal. Now on top of that, I'm gonna say, okay, that's probably not really a full taco bowl. So if I know that I'm making taco bowls, then I'll add in the extras that go along with those 3. Probably some black beans, some shredded cheese, avocado or guacamole. We use Greek yogurt instead of sour cream, but sour cream or Greek yogurt, you know, if you're into like having like lime juice, or you want to have some fresh salsa, cilantro, whatever that looks like for you, then you're going to add those things to your list to go on top of the base of the ground beef, rice, and peppers, okay? Great, so check mark. We've got one of our meals for the week. That should cover 2 to 3 days if we're buying enough, right? That's what we're aiming for here, so that we're not cooking every single night. Second meal out of what I listed, chicken, potatoes, and asparagus. This is not some fancy recipe. This is, I'm gonna cook some chicken, I'm gonna cook some potatoes, I'm probably gonna roast them in the air fryer, and then I'm gonna cook some asparagus in the oven. Great. Again, I'll use olive oil to cook for the potatoes and for the asparagus, so I know I'm gonna get some fats in there, but I've got those things covered. Awesome, so I've got another dinner, chicken breast, potatoes, and asparagus. The third one that I chose, right, was the eggs. So I've got eggs, Dave's Killer Bread, and then I do have 3 choices of fruit. Typically at breakfast, I like to include some fruit, so I know that I can do eggs. The Dave's Killer Bread, let's make some toast. I could throw on some nut butter or avocado to make it a little bit more filling. Again, get a fat in, and then add in, you know, my strawberries for the morning. Great, so on top of what I already have on my list, I'm gonna add avocado to make sure that I've got that for my toast, or let's say peanut butter, nut butter, for that, okay? So again, I'm adding the extras, the accessories to the meals as I go through this. Now, that's only covering 2 dinners. I did cover, obviously, a breakfast. A lot of times you can use your lunches, or I'm sorry, your dinners as lunches, right? So that's an easy option to say, get enough to make not just 2 nights of dinner, but also a day of lunch. Okay, but let's do one more, just so you have 3 different options for dinners / lunches, okay? The last one I'm calling a bowl of stuff. It's one of my favorite go-tos. It makes it super simple. You can throw everything in a bowl and mix it up, and usually it's gonna taste pretty good if you put the right seasonings and sauces, right? So as we go through that, we'll use chicken breast again, okay? We'll throw it in a bowl with some rice. We will throw in those green beans that we haven't used yet, and then throw some sauce on top, right? Let's say we use a teriyaki sauce. May seem kind of weird on green beans, but it'll be just fine. So chicken breast, rice, green beans, all cooked, throw it in a bowl, cover it with some sauce, that'll get you some fats, and now we've got another complete meal, okay? So I've just created 3 meals out of basically picking 3, 3, 3, 3, You can obviously mix and match some of these as you go, but it makes it super simple to just throw together some meals. And then again, you can add on your accessories to make them upgraded, right? So for the taco bowl, we added on some shredded cheese, some beans, some guacamole. For the chicken, potatoes, asparagus, if you want to add sauces to that or what have you. If you need seasonings for your chicken or your potatoes, great. You could upgrade the chicken with making it like a barbecue chicken, or you could throw it in the crock pot, make it pulled chicken with some buffalo sauce, right? Like, so you get to choose how to make those different each week, even if it's the same basics, right? And then again, the bowl of stuff, it could be that it's ground beef with rice, it could be it's the chicken breast with rice. You can pick whatever different vegetables you have there. And then again, for breakfast, you can switch out how you cook your eggs. You can switch out which fruit you want to use, right? You can do some eggs with potatoes versus eggs with toast. But having a basics of the threes, right, the 4 threes, allows you to have some wiggle room in creating some meals. And then again, once you picked your 3, 3, 3, 3, okay, I'll take my list, I'll mix and match them together to create my meals for the week, add in my accessories, and then I go to the store, right? Then I go to the store, I've got my plan, I've got a pretty simplistic view. Now, this is not saying you can't go out and try fun meals. I love going to Pinterest to pick stuff. I love finding new recipes to try, but this is to keep things simple. This is to make sure that you're hitting a good balanced meal of protein, carbohydrate, fruits and vegetables, getting in a good amount of fiber, getting in some good fats. Again, macro tracking, this kind of makes it, I think, a little bit easier, but even if you're not macro tracking, it ensures that you're getting protein in at every meal. It ensures that you're getting in some fiber at every meal with a fruit or vegetable. It allows you to know that you are hitting the mark without having to overanalyze everything or feel overwhelmed with your food choices. This is a baseline skeleton, and you can use this as a guideline, and as you get more comfortable with doing this on a week-to-week basis, you can make it more complicated, right? You can make it more fun. You can throw some different things in there. If you're at the point already where most of the time you're doing pretty good, but you do want some more variety, I highly recommend mixing in one new recipe per week with something that you're already pretty comfortable cooking. So for us, like a taco bowl, something that, or for me it's taco bowls, for Stone it's making burritos, but creating like a Mexican night dish, super simple. We know what to do, we know how to cook it. It's like we could do it any day of the week, anytime, because it's simple for us. We've been doing it for forever. That's when I would include on a week where I decide I want to try something new on Pinterest, okay? That way I'm not trying to take too long on a recipe I've never used before that's gonna take me longer to cook, that is gonna be more mental effort and just more time in the kitchen. I'm not going to make everything that week that way. I'll include one new recipe and make everything else more streamlined, easy, something I could do with my eyes closed kind of meals, so that you're not overwhelming yourself that way as well. But again, then you have a new recipe you can start adding into the mix once you've made it, okay? So if you like this method and or use something similar to this, I'd love to hear about it. Drop it in the comments. If you've never used it before and you want to try it out. Again, let me know how it goes. Drop it in the comments, or if you have some other tips, tricks, and what have you for making your grocery trips easier. I'd love to hear them. As a coach, I'm always looking for other ways to help my clients out, but hopefully this helps you out today. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a like and subscribe to my channel. I try to put out consistent content going over fitness, nutrition, health. I do lots of other fun stuff too that's not really related to that at all. Travel vlogs. I'm a big theme park fan as well, so I put up stuff whenever I go to Universal and Disney, or other places too, so you can check those videos out. But if you have anything that you're looking for, if there are certain video types that you are interested in hearing more about, you can also drop those in the comments below. So hope you guys have a great day. We hope to see you around here more often, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.